Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the ZoShow Live. I am Coach Zo. It's Saturday night. I'm in my house. Welcome to the replay. If you guys can't hear me, I'm trying to use a microphone. I got a full house upstairs. I got kids. I got family. And I felt like this would just be easier. And I'm extra. If you don't know Zo, now you know. I'm extra. So, welcome to ZoShow Live, powered by Distal Point Tumbling. I own Distal Point Tumbling. I didn't think about a slogan. But anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about 4 things you can be doing to help get better crowd engagement when your girls are cheering on the child. I keep saying girls. I'm sorry. This is a woman-centered sport. Okay, so yes, there are guys on the team. I was a male cheerleader. I love y'all leaders. They're cool, but for all intent and purposes, I'm gonna call them girls, right? So first, before I tell you like all the 4 things, it all comes down to one thing, right? And it's the brain, right? If you think about it, we see, I don't know what the stat is. We see like 1,600 ads per day, and we ignore almost all of them, right? Because the brain is just always trying to figure out what it doesn't need to know, throws it away, and forgets about it. And so the same thing applies to cheerleaders on the sideline. When you're thinking about how to have a better sideline, how to get better crowd engagement, you have to think about, well, how can we keep the crowd's attention? Okay. The first and easiest thing to do is to cut your words short. When you're at a game, your cheerleaders can be anywhere from 15 to 20 to 25 feet away from your crowd. And so when that is the case, sound is traveling, and the further it has to travel, the more room there is to misinterpret what's going on, right? So when you're saying your cheers, you're saying your chants, you always want to cut the words short. So instead of saying, "Go Coyotes, go," clap, 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 "Go Coyotes, go," clap, 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 right? Cut it off short. "Go Coyotes, go," clap, 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 "Go Coyotes, go," clap, clap, clap. Or I guess you don't need to cut the claps off short, but by cutting it off short and everybody's doing that, it makes it's kind of like sharp motions, right? If you're just doing motions and you're not thinking about your exact placement, it's going to look sloppy. It's the same thing with the words. If we're not thinking about the exact placement of the words, when we're saying the words, how we're cutting them off, then it's going to be sloppy. It's going to travel to the crowd, and the crowd is going to be very confusing unless they know exactly what's going on. And let's talk about the crowd. Talk about the crowd for 1 second, right? They're not necessarily there to see us. They're not necessarily there to see the cheerleaders. They're there to watch a football game or a basketball game or a wrestling tournament. And so it's very easy for them to ignore us. Again, it comes back to the brain and how it works. And so everything that we do on that sideline, if we want their help, we need to do things to kind of encourage them subconsciously. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut the ends of our words off short. I meant to write notes, but then I ran out of time. I have kids, I have a life. But I know this, so it's all good. The second thing that we want to do is move around. Move around when you're doing your cheers, right? So same thing. Go Coyotes, go. Those are arm motions. First of all, I've never been good with motions, cheers, and chants, but imagine it's like, "Go Coyotes, go," clap, clap, or "Go Coyotes, go," clap, 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 "Go Coyotes, go," clap, clap, clap. Well, that you can move, right? So if we have one person going forward and another person going backwards and another person going out to that corner, another person going out to that corner, and then coming back, somebody getting low, somebody getting high, right? That different level change, that's going to catch the audience's eyes, some of them, and they're going to be like, "Oh, what's going on?" Now, pair that with sharp words, saying the words crispy. "Go Coyotes, go," and I'm moving. Yeah, go Coyotes, go, and I'm moving. Yeah, go Coyotes, go. Now you're getting more people's attention because we're doing more things to get attention, right? We have 5 senses. Obviously, we can't apply all of them. I don't want people touching me. I don't want people touching my cheerleaders when they're down on the sideline. But we want to engage as many senses as we can when we're dealing with the crowd. Get my notes real quick. And so we're going to cut the ends of our words off short. We're going to move around when we're doing our chants. And then we're going to add interjections. And it was kind of what I was doing right there, right? Like we have go coyotes go, and that's the chant. But when we're clapping, we're not saying anything. There's nothing happening with our vocal cords. So we can add in different phrases to the chant to pop out, right? So it could be go coyotes go, yo with us, go coyotes go, get louder, go coyotes go. You know it, right? And if you're doing that, well, now you're individualizing each cheer. I don't know about you guys, and some high schools are really good at this. I think Salina High School Central, they have 80 chants that they take to any one football game. I don't come from that era. We had about 12 to 16. And so if you have a 3-hour football game, Go Coyotes Go is probably going to come on. We're probably going to say it 10 times, right? We only have so many options. But if in those 10 times we have different interjections in the middle of that chant, then we're more likely to keep it spicy, right? It's going to be unique every time, and the crowd will be more likely to say it with us. And one thing that my coach taught me, Coach Dave Almeida, love him to death, is be random, be appropriate, but be random, right? So if we're out there, go coyotes go, you can say something like blue pineapple, go coyotes go, blue pineapples, blue, go coyotes go, red Chevy, go coyotes go, hairy paws, right? And what that does, again, going back to the brain, is it tricks the brain, because now you're watching a football game. The cheerleaders are doing these amazing motions. I just assume motions are sharp, all right? If they're not, we can talk about that later, but they're doing amazing motions. Now, the chant sounds crispy, and they're moving around, they're dancing, right? We got some going forward, some going sideways, we got some going back, some going low, some going high. And then I heard something about a red Chevy. What's going on down there? Right? It piques my interest. I'm like, oh, that was funny. Yo, you gotta, and then I'm telling my friend, yo, watch her. She's gonna say something about a pineapple. And and now everybody's, and all it takes is like that little spark, especially if you have like a student section. If all it takes is one the right person to see that something's going on, and now everybody's paying attention, everybody's interested, right? And so we have to do our part. Okay, I learned how to cheer. I started my cheer career in college at a small private college. The crowd was not there to see me. Okay, the crowd did not care about the cheerleaders. The crowd barely cared about the game. And so we needed to find ways to get them to care, right? Being good helps. But then if you can encourage them with subtle things, subtle intricacies, that's going to take it over the top, right? So first thing you want to do, cut the ends of your words short. Go coyotes go. Next thing you want to do, move around, create a dance. And it doesn't have to be choreographed. You don't need to tell, hey, Stacy, when we call go coyotes go, the third time you're going to go forward, or every time we call it, it doesn't have to be choreographed. Just encourage your cheerleaders to be active beyond just their motions, right? So move around, interjections, okay? Be random, be appropriate. Okay, think about this. I'm one person. I'm in Go Coyotes Go. Let's say we say Go Coyotes Go 4 times. I'll say red pineapple, hairy paws, sweaty armpits, blind peacock, right? And I'm one person. But if there's 20 of us and we're all trying to find the most random things that we can say, and now it's a competition, right? Like, did you just say Roadrunner? Did you just say, Pythagorean theorem? If you could squeeze that in an interjection, they got to be cheerleader of the week, right? But we can make it a competition between the cheerleaders, and then it's going to like soup up the crowd, right? So we have great chants, great motions. We're dynamic with the movement. Now we're dynamic with the sound. We're saying different things. The last thing all you need to do, or not all you need to do, but the last thing that you can do to help get crowd involvement is work on your face. Like when I first started to cheer, I just plastered on a smile, right? From beginning to end is go, coyotes, go. You betcha, go, coyotes, go. And like, yes, we want to smile We want to have that inviting feeling, that warm feeling. Nobody wants angry cheerleaders. But that's also a muscle, right? Like that's also a tool in your toolkit, in your toolbox. So it needs to be go, coyotes, go. And then you change it around, go, coyotes, go. And then you change it to something else, go, coyotes, go, right? By making those different faces, again, we're attacking the brain. So now maybe we were daydreaming or dozing off or zoning out looking towards a cheerleader, but now I see a cheerleader making different faces. They're puckered up, and then they're smiling big, and then they're scowling, and it's like, what's going on down? Oh, and then I'm looking at the cheerleaders, and then because everything else is happening, right, the interjections and the actual chant and the motions, I'm gonna want to participate because they got my attention. Now, if I was a freshman, I've coached since 2010, so a lot longer than I want to admit I am old. But if you're a freshman cheerleader, especially like a high school freshman cheerleader, it could be really intimidating to tell them to like make facials. If you've never had to perform before, and now I'm telling you, hey, make facials, that's crazy. So the easiest thing to do is to tell them to find their friend. Find your friend who's at the game and make facials to that friend. Okay, it's a lot less intimidating. She's looking for you, you're looking for her, and now you're just having a good time with your friend. Obviously, the whole crowd can see her, right? We preach that all the time. Like, the crowd can see you. Make sure they're looking at something good, but it helps keep calm their anxiety and helps them perform at a high level, especially, or I guess like sometimes going from JV to varsity, sometimes we have athletes who like are freshmen, they're in JV and they're cool at JV because no one really goes to those games and they're having a great time. And then someone gets I'm sorry, I'm talking so fast. Someone gets injured in varsity, and then that freshman has to stand or step up. And that could be, that whole scenario, right, could be very overwhelming. So one thing you can tell to calm them down is, hey, find your friend. She's there. She loves you. Find your mom. She's there. She loves you. Find your dad. Whoever you feel comfortable with, make facials to them, and the game is just you two, right? I will tell you, the crowd does not care, right? I started with that. The crowd doesn't necessarily care about the cheerleaders. They don't necessarily care about what we're doing on the sideline, but we have to be great in spite of that, right? Like, not to be corny, not to be sappy, but we're cheerleaders. We can't let their energy dictate how we perform. It has to be literally the exact opposite. We need to perform and dictate their energy. And sometimes I know like McPherson High School, their student section be rocking. And so you guys can feed off of each other. Sometimes it's not like that. And that's okay. That's cool. But you can't let the fact that they're not feeling you impact how you perform. If that's the case, right? Well, now it's a competition between the teammates. Hey, crowd's not feeling us, that's fine, but who can say the most random interjections? The crowd's not feeling us, okay, but who can get from, the 10-yard line to the 20-yard line when they're doing their chants? Who can take up the whole track? Just make it a competition between each other, because we still have to give them that energy, and energy is momentum, right? So maybe day one or game one, they're not reciprocal, right? Game two, they're not reciprocal. But what happens when, God bless, God willing, you're on a great football team, and now they have won 5 games, they have 2 more left before they get into playoffs, and we've been giving this high energy all season long, and now there's a possibility that we can go to state and we can win state and we're really good. And so now the crowd has more incentive to be involved, right? And so now they're all going to jump in at the same time. Well, if we didn't start with that energy, then it's going to be hard to be prepared when we receive that energy. So keep it going the whole time. Do not get discouraged. That's literally what we're here to do. It's literally the same way it's the football team's job to score and keep the team from scoring. It's literally our job to keep the energy up, no matter what the crowd thinks. One thing, I thought I was going to keep it short. This is like a little bonus. I promise the last thing I'm going to say, and then it's Saturday night. I got my PJs on. I'm ready for bed. If you're cheering for a team that's not so good, a team that just doesn't win games, doesn't produce the outcome that we want. That's a great time for cheerleaders. That's an excellent time for cheerleaders. That's when we get to shine, right? We're stunting all the time. We're tumbling all the time. We're doing jumps. Like, the game isn't entertaining. So we can entertain. Oh, you guys don't want to score? No problem. I'm getting my stunt group. I still imagine myself as a cheerleader, right? I'm getting my stunt group and I'm like, yo, let's throw as many baskets as possible. Toe touch, pike, toe, whatever we can do. And I'm thinking about college, high school. We can't do baskets, but we can still stunt, right? How many extensions can we do? How many libs can we do? How many fold downs can we do? Can we try our double down? Probably shouldn't try new skills, but you know, you're the coach. You can do what you want. But still, like, just because the team that you're supporting isn't necessarily good doesn't mean that's a bad thing. That's actually a great thing, because now you get to rock out. You get to do whatever you want, and no one can be mad because that team isn't doing what they're supposed to do. So just to recap, and then we'll go to bed. If you want to encourage your team, or if you want to encourage more crowd participation, cut the ends of your cheers, cut the end of the words in your cheer off. Move around when you're doing your cheers. Use your facials, change your face while you're performing, while you're doing your cheers, and use interjections in between your cheers. You do those 4 things, then you are guaranteed to improve your crowd participation for your sideline. You're guaranteed to produce better cheerleading, and you're guaranteed to have a better season. Hey, it's Saturday night. Let's have a great night. Let's get prepared for a great week. Let's get prepared for a great season, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.